Your typical autistic metalhead here. Just did a video recently, my 30 classic metal albums. Now I want to make a little bit of follow-up to that one with 15 more cult classics, I'd say, more underground, more not as known to like when you're first getting into something. Like a lot of the artists I talked about in the last one are like more well-known stuff you're gonna find first. This stuff you have to dig a little bit deeper for. If you're into metal, you know about these just classics, like within like the more underground stuff. Cult people like these more like, and like the deeper, more underground kind of shit. In my opinion, that's how I see it. These are the ones that are like the most important to me, I guess. The ones that stand out to me and the ones I would look at as classics. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first one here, and that is Intestine Baalism, Banquet, or not Banquet, An Anatomy of the Beast. Sorry, got to mix up with Banquet, but An Anatomy of the Beast. It's their first debut album. They only have 3 albums. It's a melodic death metal band from Japan. This album came out in 1997, the year I was born, actually. Just amazing fucking melodic death metal. I love their sound. I love the way they like mix that brutality and with that melodicness. Like, it's not just like straight up like at the gates, but it's very influenced by that. But it has like that brutality to it as well, like the straight up death metal sound that I really like as well. And just a really cool band, just probably not as well known when you first get into extreme metal and such. And I will say that all of these albums are within extreme metal because it's more underground stuff, and would be called classics, and it's just like what I gravitate more towards. So, but Intestine Baalism was a band I didn't like as much at first when I first got into extreme metal. I didn't find them for a little while, and then I didn't particularly love the sound at first. I was never like too much into melodic stuff, but they're the band that kind of like really got me more into melodic stuff, especially their second album. But this one, just a cult classic, I'd say. People respect this one. Well known within the metal community and death metal community, praised, and for good reason. Next, and if you didn't already catch on, I've been doing most of my videos, which is with my lists, is going in order, alphabetical order of the album name. So next I have Molested Blood Drum. This is a kind of pretty brutal death metal band here. This album came out in 1995. I forget where this band is from. I meant to look it up before making this video, but I can't remember, honestly. It might be German. I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong about that, so if you know, let me know down below. Hopefully we'll actually look it up this time, but I just always have so many things when I get on the computer. I just want to look up so many things, but I always forget. But just awesome, brutal death metal one I didn't find out about at first, and ended up really liking later on, and just really sick shit. And this next one kind of goes along with it. The covers are like similar colors and stuff going on, and they just like, I found them around the same time and just remind me of each other. And that is Infestor, Into the Depths of Degradation. This is just another great kind of more brutal death metal, pretty straight up kind of death metal, but it's just like dark and like very menacing, like more so than some other stuff. I'm sorry, there's something on my finger here, but really like this album cover. The black, red, and white is just iconic kind of shit. Yeah, it's just another cool band. I can't remember where they're from. They might be from like Finland or Sweden or something. I think they're a Scandinavian band. I could be wrong about that too, but most of these other ones I remember where they're from, but at least for these two I don't really remember. But really great band, really great album, cult classic for sure in my brain. See if other people agree with me on that one. Next, this one that I found pretty early on, actually, when I was really into death metal, getting into death metal, and I was really excited about finding some of these I was digging deeper. I was doing streaming at the time. I don't stream at all anymore, but this really was an exciting one for me to find. It reminds me of that time. And that is Flesh Crawl, Descend into the Absurd. Another one from 1992, a peak year for death metal. Like, so much shit came out that year. It's insane how many albums, and there's quite a few albums in this list here. They're from 1992. This is the golden year of death metal. Right before black metal started taking over in some regards. But I love this album. It's a German band, and they're just sick. They've made a lot of great albums, but this is their debut. Really love the sound of this. I love, like, the intro to this is fucking amazing, and just so many great, just great straight up death metal. Just fucking cool sound, and love the album cover. Just there's nothing like old school death metal album covers, and just the sound, like, it's just, there's nothing like it at all. Really great shit. Next one I've gotten into, like, fairly recently, actually. I came back to it. I remember, like, seeing it some back in the day, possibly. I probably didn't like it that much if I like went into it. Like, if I would have, like, sampled it or something back then. There's Ripping Corpse, Dreaming with the Dead. It's like kind of a thrash death, like thrashy death metal album, and they're fucking cool sounding, bro. The sweetness. It's just like an interesting, like, vocal style. Like, it has like a death metalness to it, like the vocal style to the extent, but it also has those like wow, like those like screaming, like singy kind of like thrashy vocals, kind of like Slayer, and like heavy metal influence to it in that regard too. So just a more interesting kind of death metal. Nothing really sounds exactly like this, I guess, that I've found, at least. The different like Morbid Angel and Possessed and stuff, like, had that thrash to them with their death metal, but this is just kind of different in my opinion, especially like mostly because of the vocal style, I'd say. But a really great album, definitely a cult classic, I'd say, as well. Next, it's another one I found pretty early on. This goes with the Flesh Crawl one, and these next like three after this, or I guess just this one and Flesh Crawl, and there's one other one in the list too that will kind of go along with them. Just like finding them like early on, but like they're just like more underground, like digging a little bit deeper. And that's Cemetery, and Evil Shade of Grey. Really like this album. It's a Swedish band, but they have that kind of Swedish sound. You can kind of tell it's like the Sweden, but it's like something a little bit different about the guitar sound on this album. And like, this is the only like straight up death metal album they ever really made too. They kind of did more kind of like gothic metal kind of after this. But this one is fucking awesome. I love the album artwork's so fun. This dark forest with the woozy cup coming out of this like sludge, like nasty putrescent pile of gunk. Very death metal, but another great Swedish classic. Flies a little bit more under the radar from the big Swedish bands like Entombed, Dismember, At the Gates. So another great little flies under the radar a little bit more. Amazing album. Really love this one. It was so exciting to find this. Another one from 1992 as well. Next, another Swedish band, Seance, For Never Laid to Rest. This is one of my like prized possessions here too. This is an original CD from the Black Mark. They made one repress of this, but it was like fucked up. It was like a misprint. It was like For Never Laid to Rest or something, and had like a slipcase and stuff on it. I was like, no, I gotta have the original. That bothers me too much. But I like this, like, compared to the Cemetery cover. It has that kind of thing that's like cloud coming out of some type of hole, like mysterious shit, and like the mountains in the background and the red, and it's just fucking sick. But this is another Swedish band that's like not your traditional straight up Swedish sound. It's more of like the Florida sound. Kind of sounds very similar to Deicide, very much in that Deicide kind of sound. So that was different for Sweden. This makes it kind of different from the other Swedish bands. And I remember I was watching recently the Nardwuar interview of Tobias from Ghost, the band Ghost, and he whipped this out, and I was like, oh fuck, like like excited the hell of me. And then Tobias was like, yeah, like they're from my hometown, and like the only like death metal band that really came out of my hometown. And I thought that was such a cool connection, and I love like that Tobias like makes like this like poppy kind of like hard rock, like metalish kind of heavy metal kind of music, and but he loves like the like underground like extreme shit too. Like that's so fucking cool to me. I love that. And it was just so cool to see him whip out this CD. And it wasn't this exact CD either. I had a cooler CD than even fucking Nardwuar had, so it's fucking awesome. But really cool shit. Really love this album. I want to go back to. Next, we've got Cenotaph, Gloomy Reflections of Our Hidden Sorrows. Great like death doom band. They're from Mexico, I believe. Haven't been into too many Mexican bands. There's a more modern band from Mexico that I like a lot called Reverence to Paroxysm, which is another death doom band. Kind of in similar, somewhat vein to this. I love like some death doom and that kind of style. But this album is fucking sick. It's really kind of just like a classic, kind of falls under that like underground, like a little, like could dig a little bit deeper to find this guy too. But just sick death doom, right in the way I like it. That distortion, that deep like toned down guitar, the deep guttural vocals, like just love that shit. I'm such a sucker for shit like that, and it's fucking awesome. Next, an American classic here, American cult classic. It's a Judas Iscariot, Heaven in Flames. I wouldn't say this is my favorite Judas Iscariot album. A lot of these albums I wouldn't say are my favorite from some of these artists in particular, but I'm kind of just like in my last video, I'm kind of just picking like the classics, what people will look at as the classics. And I feel like this is probably Judas Iscariot's like most well done album, most well put together, the best production. People maybe say the one after this, but like the Dethroned mini LP and To Embrace Corpse Bleeding have really good production too. But I feel like this is just like great because it just has like that kind of that original like black metal style to it, like the Judas Iscariot was going with, and it has great synth passages, and I just feel like it's just really well put together. But I'm just like such a big fan of his first two albums. It'll always be super nostalgic to me, and just like that rawness that's like still there so intensely in those. But I feel like this, like, we look at more as the classic, and this is just, it's just great American death metal, nihilistic, dark, exactly how I love my black metal as Judas Iscariot. I love all of his albums, and he did some great shit back in the day. So next is probably my favorite CD in my whole collection. I think I talked about it recently in one of my CD update videos, or my CD collection videos. But this is another like rare one. And this Decomposed, Hope Finally Died. And this is also one of my favorite albums of all time, one of my favorite metal albums of all time. Definitely my favorite Death Doom album of all time. I feel like this one just never gets recognition for some reason, but I just fucking love this shit. It's such a great album, such a great Death Doom album. The cover matches it so perfectly, this gloomy like graveyard. And this is like the original cover. There's like an alternate cover that they like repressed. It was an alternate cover that I like originally associated with because I like originally got into it on streaming. But when I found that this is like the original cover and like this is the original CD from Candlelight, this is a UK band. It's fucking awesome. I just love this shit. This is such a great fucking album. One that just does not get enough recognition in my eyes. Just such great Death Doom. And I just go back to it so much. It's just such a, like, the mix of like the doomy shit, like as soon as it comes in, it's just like these long drawn out doomy riffs, then it just goes into this more fast death metal and the guttural vocals and shit. It's so fucking perfect. Such a great mix. And I just love this shit. Such a great fucking album. Next, we've got one I've gotten into somewhat recently as well, but a style I love so much. And this Devourment, Molesting the Decapitated. Slam band, iconic slam brutal death metal. Just so fucking fast, brutal in your fucking face. I love shit like that. I love, like, brutal death metal might be my favorite kind of subgenre of death metal. Even though I'm just a sucker for just like old school shit too, like the Florida and Sweden scene. But I really gravitate. I'm always kind of can be in the mood for brutal death metal and like slam and shit. So very influential in this regard. There's people that just copy Devourment all the time. So it's just definitely a cult classic album here. Just very praised for a good reason. Fucking amazing shit right here. Iconic as fuck. Came out in '99. American band. Fucking sick. Next, we have Abigor, was it Nachtheimen, from the Twilight Kingdom. I'm always hard to pronounce that first word for me, but I feel like this is probably the classic from this great symphonic black metal band from Austria. Love this album cover. I love their logo so much. This is an original CD of theirs as well. It's pretty hard to get. It's another prized possession here. But I'd say this is their magnum opus. I love a lot of their shit. I've been pretty into Abigor, and just great symphonic black metal. When I want to listen to symphonic black metal, it's like it's Abigor or Emperor. Emperor probably before Abigor, but and Dimmu Borgir sometimes as well. I can get in with some of that sometimes too, but Abigor, great, just more under the radar, not as well known as like say Dimmu Borgir or Emperor, but still doing that great symphonic sound, dark, fantasy kind of based kind of shit. Just really well done. I love the vocals in here, the female vocals that are mixed in as well. And just a great, just well put together symphonic black metal album. Next, we have the Milic Nespith. It's a Finnish band. This came out, I think it was probably like in the mid 90s, maybe 94 or something. I'm not 100% sure, but this is an Extreme Cult series CD. I love the Extreme Cult series, like reissues. But this album is really fucking cool. They like do like kind of more underground cuts, like classics in my regard, in my opinion. And they just have some cool CDs. Like I like the font on the side there and stuff, and just the way they do it. And there's like interviews from the band and sometimes inside and stuff, and it's really fucking cool. I love reading that stuff, and it's just such a great thing, and the artwork just looks so fucking cool. But back to this album. Finnish death metal, technical, wonky, avant-garde. I remember listening to this early on and not liking it at all. Like I was like, it was too much for me at the time. I didn't understand the wonkiness. I didn't like, it was too like technical and wild for me. It was like so like unorthodox and wonky sounding, experimental, and I didn't really like that. But I have a big appreciation for it now, and I just see it's a classic within that. To have that more like wonky, experimental, and this was before even Gorguts Obscura and everything too. Like it was just like just good wonky technical shit, and flies on the radar a little bit more. But just fucking great album, great Finnish death metal album, wonky shit. Next one of my favorites on the list here, and this goes along with the other kind of like little trilogy of mine with like Flesh Crawl. I guess there's kind of like 5. I'd say Flesh Crawl, Cemetery, and Seance are kind of like a trilogy, and then like loosely connected to that would be Decompose, and then this right here, Morpheus Descends. Ritual of Infinity, their only full-length album they ever released back in '92. Fucking awesome album. Great kind of death doom from the New York scene from back in the 90s. Love this band, love this sound. Also I have a Extreme Cult series CD of this I got recently. I was very happy to have, and it's been on my bucket list, but this is the 2023 reissue of this one. It would be so cool to have the original someday. Like the artwork is like slightly different. It's not as blue, so it'd be really cool to have the original, but it's just expensive. It's pricey item, and I don't have a fucking job right now, so I'm not getting that shit anytime soon, if ever. But I love this shit. Great death doom. I remember finding this around that same time with those other albums and just like really fucking loving this shit. It's just like that deep, guttural, low shit. Just fucking sounds menacing and brutal, and I fucking love that shit. But Morpheus Descends, fucking awesome. The last one on the list, we've got one I got into in recent years as well, one that flew under the radar for me for a while. Another Finnish band. That is Demigod, Slumber of Sullen Eyes. It's another just great straight up death metal album, Finnish death metal. And that's another thing, like, I didn't really, you always hear about Swedish death metal and of course the Florida death metal scene, but people don't really talk that much about like Finnish death metal, and there were some great Finnish bands back in the day that kind of fly a little bit more under the radar, and this is definitely one of them. And this is just really fucking sick, just a cult classic for sure. People are into it, like it, fuck with it. It's great shit. It's great death metal. But yeah, that's my list. It's my 15 more cult classics within the metal music genre: underground metal, extreme metal, all extreme metal albums there, because it's just what I like, man. It's just what I like. But that's what I gravitate towards the most, at least. I like the other shit too. I like stuff outside of it, but it's like the key shit I go to. I go back to the most stuff. Will always be the most important to me. But yeah, that's all I got today. Let me know what you thought about these albums. You know about these albums. If you don't know about them, this would be the next step for beginners. If you're getting into extreme metal, this could be a good way to, like, for you to get into some a little bit deeper, if you're looking to get in a little bit deeper. And if you known about these for years, like I have, some of them, go back and listen to them. Give them another shot. Appreciate them again. And let me know down below what you think about them. Let me know some of your cult classics. What did I miss out on? These were the ones that like stuck out to me the most. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.